let's be honest. Traps are fun to make, so I made 7 survival-friendly traps that are sure to catch some people off guard. So let's just get started. This is trap number 1, which is designed to look like a house or some sort of storage unit. So let's just casually stroll into this house that has a clear warning against coming in uninvited. Naturally, one would go straight for the chest with the diamond on it. However, I figured if someone were careful enough to open some chests from the outside before coming in, I left some stuff in all of the chests. Now that we've earned their trust, they'll come in and open the chest that's truly full of diamonds. Now that part might be a bit too costly for survival, but the chest has to have some valuable things for this to work. Since lava is quite slow, the box needs to stay open a bit. Hence, anything valuable needs to spread out over a few squares so the player spends some time picking everything up. By that time, they'll find the exit sealed and the lava pouring in from everywhere. The redstone behind this is very simple. There's the trap chest, that's the main component, and the rest is just pistons and redstone wiring. The pistons on top retract, open up the ceiling, releasing the lava into the room. Then these back pistons here extend, pushing 2 blocks into the doorway. Players can usually sneak, but in this case, when the lava fills the room, it's really hard to see what's happening and where to go. At least, that's what I think. Trap number 2 is a lot easier to build, but I feel it's a bit more effective. The one thing that I'm not sure about is whether a wooden button can be pressed on claimed land or not, but either way, that's only a small function to be tested on a real server. Other than that, I think this trap works really well. I like it because it makes things seem straightforward. You have a button that's very close to a glass piston door. I personally would assume this button opens the door and nothing more. The truth is, it does open the door, but it also does something else. At this point, the intruder would needlessly plummet down a long distance until hitting the lava. You don't really need to dig too deep, as it actually gives the player some time to react or grab their water bucket. The circuit is almost identical to the previous trap. Pistons on the side retract and open up the floor, which is a deep well leading into a pool of lava. The glass piston door was a decoy that I went a little overboard with, because it could have just been a regular iron door or anything like that. Now on to the next trap. Trap number 3 may not be the most effective of these, but I think it's the most fun to fall victim to, and it was the easiest to build, so I left a sign that says storage outside. But really, who wouldn't walk inside a place like this to see what's behind the wall? Personally, even if I notice the pressure plate, I'd probably try to run or sneak, but if I'm rushing in and don't look carefully, this is what's gonna happen. I love this one because it's simple and unexpected. The circuit only has a pressure plate and a piston. There's one repeater that slightly reduces the response time so the player wouldn't get jammed up against the wall. And that's it. Trap number 4 is a completely different beast. As you see, I've been describing the circuit of the previous traps after using them. With this one, we're gonna have a partially destroyed circuit. Just a heads up. This one could be a part of a base or an underground structure. The length of the floor is just enough so that the player will have to step onto the iron blocks before opening the chest at the very end. Once again, the floor opens up. So far, this is a combination of the first 2 traps. But after you fall down, you'll find yourself trapped in an obsidian chamber with a bunch of TNT. How much worse can it get? So here's the thing, this trap has a simple redstone floor like the ones before, and the rest of the circuit is just a wire that goes all the way down and triggers the TNT. That part is precisely what gets destroyed each time this trap is used, so we're just gonna be moving on to the next one. Trap number 5, I personally feel is on a completely different level of sinister. This is not even designed to protect your base or anything. So I built this mini cave scenario here, so I'd leave it to you to imagine the ceilings, water, coal, and potentially any creepers walking around. You see this gold in front of you, and you go for it, because you're only human. There's only one path to go, and it's a good one, so why not? You pull out your diamond pickaxe and start to mine. And comes a barrage of poison arrows hitting you right in the face. Now, it doesn't look like these are enough to kill me, but I feel like the shock would be enough to scare me off of the server for that day. Maybe there's a more effective thing to use to have them shoot, and I'm not thinking TNT. If there's anything out there that you know about, please let me know. The gold block basically has an observer facing towards it, connected to a piston. Once the gold is mined, the observer extends the piston, which in turn pushes 2 observers to face each other. This activates a fast pulsing clock that sends its signal into a dispenser that has over 500 poison arrows. And that's all there is to it. I'll be quite honest with you, I haven't tried trap number 6 yet, but as soon as I finished building all those bulky traps, I wondered what the smallest trap I could think of would look like. Here's a chest on a flat desert floor. Let's go ahead and open it, shall we? Wow, that explosion is much bigger than I thought. I really thought it was gonna kill me, maybe not, but this hole is massive. This is awesome. I think this trap was a success, if not even the best out of all the ones that we've looked at so far. And this one was very simple. It's just a bunch of TNT 1 block away from a trap chest and nothing more to it. Now I thought that the TNT and trap chest would be the last trap, but I had one more in me. I like the idea of unmined gold ore. So who of us hasn't ignored redstone ore as we walk down a cave? I'm personally a redstone nerd, so I grab most of it, but there's so much of it out there thanks to everyone leaving it there. This walkway is basically built to look like a basic entrance with some abandoned redstone, like a regular cave system base type thing. And whether you decide to mine the redstone or simply proceed into the chest room behind it, the trap will work. The entrance to the chest room, as well as the entrance behind the player, close at the same time, trapping them in this small staircase, which will slowly start filling up with lava. The main component here is a redstone ore block with an observer facing it. Once a player walks over it or mines it, the observer will send a signal to start the sequence of events, trapping the player and opening up the lava. Now there's one last thing that I'd like to tell you before I end the video. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing so you can see my future content. And I also wanted to mention, just casually, that my channel might undergo a serious rebranding sometime soon. I haven't decided on what my future brand will be, but since Minecraft is my game of choice for all my videos now, I believe it's time to acknowledge that in my name. We'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.